I had lunch today with two young, progressive-minded black people, neither of whom could understand why the NAACP and others are getting so upset over something as trivial as Amos and Andy. And frankly, I can understand why they couldn't understand. I sat and watched both of them as they thoroughly enjoyed their soul food lunch of an avocado melt and artichoke salad with sprouts, and it occurred to me that both were products of a different and healthier generation. They simply weren't old enough to remember the era and the environment in which Amos and Andy were created. They simply weren't old enough to remember that Amos and Andy, unlike the newer situation comedies, the Jeffersons, All in the Family, or what have you, simply was never art imitating life. It was art, all right, but art imitating the meanest stereotypes of a people. It was ugly humor because the joke was always at the expense of the black psychic. The show had no redeeming value. It made a great many people laugh, it made a few people rich, and it left most of us unchallenged in our comfortable notions about racial and cultural differences. It hardened the image of the shuffling and grinning Negro and the callous Mr. Charlie, played in this instance by white America. It also suffered from incredibly poor timing, coming as it did when the black struggle simply was not a laughing matter, at least not in the South. Amos and Andy, on scale, probably were no more offensive than George, Jefferson, Arnold, J.J., the Jabu, the Jive Genie, and some of the other TV make-believe. But its ugly surrealism just reminds a few people who are old enough to remember of an era they would just as soon forget, or at least not watch again in primetime television in their living rooms again. With a comment, I'm Ron Salem.